The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Players Lounge Thursday. Let's ride.
Yes, indeed.
Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I am Newey Scruggs. Cowboys Eagles is going down. It's open locker room right now. CD Lamb is talking. I passed Dak Prescott coming down here to the podcast studio.
Okay.
He will talk today. Brian Schottenheimer says he has spoken to Mike McCarthy, spoke to him yesterday, also spoke to him today. So he says it's all full go. All right, expects Mike to be on the sideline, calling plays. So says everything's ready to go. Dak Prescott said yesterday they had already basically put the game plan in. So they're ready to rock. They're ready to roll. So
that's the best news all day. I mean, because, this offense is rolling, but a lot of it has to do when, Big Mike's on the sidelines, dealing them out there. So with him back on the sidelines, hopefully on Sunday, that's got to be huge news.
Dog, you super clean, dog.
I appreciate that.
Who you about to go testify against?
I had to do something a little earlier. I had to do something a little earlier.
Nino Brown.
got that Toledo blue on.
Yeah.
Midnight blue.
He be repping without repping, don't he? He repping.
Yeah,
He repping, outside the university. But when it comes to pocket repping, it's all good. Recognize.
I appreciate that, though.
Yeah, shout out to Big Mike.
You look good. You look good.
Thank you, sir.
McCarthy is healing from the surgery just fine, and Heckma, they expect him to be okay. A little discomfort. You spoke about having the surgery, but he's ready to go.
Man, I would expect for Mike to be ready to go. I mean, everybody know what time it is. Why would you miss this? If anything, the only thing I'm worried about is Mike going to be upstairs or he's going to be downstairs? That's the only thing that I'm worried about. What vantage point is he going to be watching the game from?
He will be on the sidelines. He'll be at work tomorrow. He's going to be here at the Star tomorrow. He's doing Zoom meetings, talking to people. So he will be on the sidelines tomorrow. It's just, as you went through, discomfort. That's all it's really going to be.
Is it risky? Because when you did yours, because when somebody runs off the sideline, we see that all the time. I think that's the issue
because it is stitches. Well, I don't know what he did. Mine was I did have stitches, so they did tell me to lay down for a few days, make sure I didn't do any strenuous activity, stuff like that. This is the NFL, and they got a lot of different stuff than the doctor that I went to because I wasn't with the Cowboys at the time. So I don't know what type of special treatment Big Mike got. I see Aaron Rodgers out here doing what he's doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mike doing crunches already. Mike ready.
So who security in front of him on the sideline?
They got the connection.
Cable going to be right all over here.
I'm taking all the hits.
Right. Cable going to be right next to Mike.
So we had Dom last week, and now we got Cable
in there, man.
Dom versus Cable. Halftime, I'm there for it. But
I got my money on Cable.
If you push anybody, push Jalen Hurts. All right, just see that's how they go. 1 for 1.
No, Heck wants him in the game the whole time.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That's true. In the game the whole time.
So that's the biggest news today is that the head coach is progressing just fine and expect him to be there when they take on the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday night. And this is a game they have to get. CD Lamb spoke about the guys on the team while Mike has been away, just to keep on doing what you're doing. I did ask Brian Schottenheimer, who filled in for Mike McCarthy today, about the penalty situation. And he acknowledged, says, post-snap things happen, but it's the pre-snap where they've got to improve on. And Ed Werder of ESPN asked a question I was going to ask him, but he hit it first and did an eloquent job in asking. It was about Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele got worked over last
He did. He did.
And Schottenheimer said, I'm not going to give away, some things that we did, but we looked at it and we feel we have some confidence in Steele. And he says, obviously, there are going to be times when linemen are going to be in one-on-one situations, but they feel like they have a plan to try and negate the flood
That's man.
Eagles.
Listen, this happens all the time with players. Okay, you go out there and then you get the proof, the time and consistency. Right, that's what Terrence Steele gave us. Right, and that's why he ended up getting paid. And then you go out there and you have a rough couple goals in, and then we forget that he's coming off an ACL injury. He's trying to get back on, and then all of a sudden, the guy across from them may have just had a really good game. Right, or you were slipping, all right. Yeah. But it's the time, proof, and consistency would tell us that 9 times out of 10, Terrence Steele is going to go out there and he's going to be a serviceable tackle, the tackle that we watched him become after he had the bad season when Nolan and them was here. So I can chalk it up to a bad game until proof, time, and consistency says, hey, this is a pattern of every time we get against a certain caliber of defensive lineman, this same performance comes out, and I don't think that's been the case so far with Terrence Steele.
Nobody forgot. Yeah, nobody forgot. All right, it's just you don't care. You seeing a guy getting beat, and it's the difference between getting beat and then getting beat like a drum. It was getting beat like a drum, and you were sitting there going, all right, at some point, help him, chip. Do something. But Sweat's, this guy is doing that to everybody. His jump off the ball is impeccable, and they know exactly where to line him up. And, look, the play calling was still good. You were still in the position to win the game, even with all of that going on. And I will say that the offensive line since Philly has been playing a hell of a lot better in that department, okay? But you know what they present. They present a problem up front. And I believe that this offensive line, with the momentum that they have coming into this game, especially at home, I expect for them, man, we need to give them a big dose of the running game. And that to me stops a guy like that from jumping and getting up the field. What do you say? Rushing the passer is a what? Privilege.
Yeah, earn it.
You earn that, right? And you saw versus the 49ers what they were doing. Once they started running the ball, that slowed all of that down. Now guys are now having to start thinking about what's coming behind me, what's happening in the running game. But when you can pin your ears back and come after a guy, then look, it takes all the mystery out of it.
Yeah, it's all about adjustments. That's what we saw last game when these two teams went together. Philly came out in the second half and adjusted, and the Cowboys didn't, and they left some guys on the island like Terrence Steele to go ahead and get beat out there. But what I want to know from y'all is when you add another guy in for chipping, tight ends, running backs, whatever the case may be, will that slow down your explosiveness of your offense? Because if you look at it, this team loves to get, when they're in 11 personnel, they love to get everybody out. All 3 wide receivers, a tight end. They even got, Pollard coming out here and there. Will that slow down the production? Will that, force Dak to kind of hold the ball a little bit more and gain it for that defensive line on the other side of the ball? I don't know, because when they have their most success, it's when all these guys are getting out. Ferg is holding the middle. These guys are hitting, intermediate routes. And that's a tough thing to do when you got people in there kind of chipping. Man,
the answer to that question for me is get your guy Brandon Cooks involved in the game, right? Okay. Because it's harder for defense to stop you from getting those explosive plays when you have more than one guy that's involved in the explosive play game, right? CeeDee Lamb in that last game was our only guy who was there to give you explosive plays, in terms of wide receivers. If you get a guy like Brandon Cooks involved, whoever it is, right? I know the Brandon Cooks thing has been a thing for me. I don't care. If you can get somebody else involved in the game where they're making an impact on the game, Tolbert, how he got the pass interference last game, if you can make the defense respect somebody else besides CeeDee Lamb, then you have an opportunity to bring a guy in and say, okay, you're gonna chip because these other guys are still getting off. Yep. But if you don't, and it's just CeeDee Lamb, and then you also have to keep a guy in, now you putting yourself in a predicament where the defense can dictate to you what you're gonna have to where you're gonna have to throw the ball at.
We got to put Fergie to work. We got to put Ferguson to work, and I think with the way that I'm comparing Shanahan and his offensive play calling to what we do, and all I'm saying is I started seeing some of those screens that we had for Ferguson. Like he was real, like the yak was incredible. And I think if you get a guy like that on a delayed screen or something like that, that may give the impression, hey, I'm running, then boom, right over the top. Or just something to make them think about. Yeah. Slowing that pass rush down. And your tight end, you're saying Brandon Cooks, I'm saying my tight end being able to at least give the impression that I'm chipping you and then releasing out, to catch passes. Uh-huh.
So what do y'all think about the run game though? As we're talking, right? Because I know we keep bringing up, hey man, you gotta be able to run the ball against this team, and it will help you do X, Y, and Z. Do you think that this is the game where we play against a defense where they're good at stopping the run, all right? But we go in there with our offensive line and we feel comfortable enough to say, hey, Tony Pollard, this the game. When you get $10 million and we did the franchise tag, well, let go of Zeke, this is the type of game where you get it and you say, we expect you to have the 97 or 100 yards. Do you think that is a possibility this week?
It has to be. I think when you go with this offense, you going against a team like Philadelphia, you got to be balanced. Even if it's just Pollard and Rico getting 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You know, they may only end up 20 attempts for, 60 yards, only averaging 3 yards a carry. But if you go in there and that defense has to respect that. Now, I assume, one of these new linebackers are going to go in there, Shaq and all that, one of those two guys are going to be in there. If they're getting peppered with that run, they're going to start biting up a little bit. And I know that's what Dak Prescott is really good at, is that play action pass. So to me, even if it's not producing great numbers, you got to be consistent with the ground game just to keep that defense honest. Because we all seen when you allow them to pin their ears back, they're getting after Dak Prescott. He was able to use his legs and get out of a lot of crazy situations in there and make plays, but eventually it caught up to him. So to me, you got to have that balance in there, or that defensive line is just going to pin their ears back.
Man, first, 5-6 games of the year, you were anticipating, because Mike was the play caller, that he was going to run the ball. And he did to a fault, and then it was just like, timeout. We got to start doing something different. Dak started, going back in shotgun. Mm-hmm. There are very few times that they use TP in like the pistol formation, which I think may benefit him, just giving him that distance. But you come down to you answered your own question, because you at some point your running game has to be significant in salt away games, especially when you get a lead. Now, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care. You throw it on first, look, put the ball in number 4's hands and allow him. I know that's something you've been talking about. Do we go to Dak? Do we put the ball in his hands? But you got to rely on your quarterback to make the right decisions, but also on your offensive play caller to put you in the right positions. Because I think the Philly is going to try and take away those big plays. Mm-hmm. They're going to try and take CD away. And we've been asking that question. What do you do when CD has a double team? What do you do when they're trying to bracket these guys off? Man, you got to find a way to get it going.
Use the pass to set up the run.
Yep.
That's what you should do. I mean, the 49ers use the run to set up their pass, but you're different, and they got a bad defensive backfield.
When did that change though? When did that change when you start saying setting up the run with the pass? When did that change?
Probably around that bye week. When they started looking at CDs like I don't have the ball, and then we talked more about Cooks. I mean, it was just kind of evident that let's flip this thing there, and. Tony's not going to make the Pro Bowl this year. He's not going to follow that up here, and I don't think that's anything that I look on him and say he can't play anymore. He fell off, and kind of how people looked at Zeke. But I just think the strength of this team is Dak pushing the ball down the field, but use that pass to set up the run. I mean, for years, that's what Bill Walsh did with the 49ers and how he operated. So I think that's just what they do here. And Mike's never been a big run guy. You just go back in his history. He's about throwing the ball. So do what you do, but use it to set up that run. I think when you talked about getting Tony Pollard out wide and on some screen game, just get him outside. Let Tony do some of those things that made him the Pro Bowl running back last year versus letting Rico Dowdle do it. Let Tony get out here and do it. And we haven't spoke a whole lot about those big Georgia offensive linemen Philly took.
Defensive lineman. Yeah,
defensive lineman. They've had some moments, and they've had some moments where you've been able to, get some things done against them.
That's true.
But that back end is bad. And so you got to figure out how do you get to that back end to set up that, use that pass, set up that run. I like we talk about Ferguson here. Mm-hmm. At some point in time, if Terrence Steele can't get it done, they're going to need to put Schoonmaker over there and help him block. By the way, Sean McEwen put on IR, ankle. Don't know what happened. But Hendershot coming back.
Stepped on a leg of it.
Hey, your leg. That's a dagger. Ankle. Which one?
That's a dagger, man.
Listen,
how does that happen? How do you do that?
The X-Files music is playing right now.
If you're on IR, do you still get your check cut in half? That's how it was when we was first. If you was IR, that's a choo-choo.
I don't know. You got paid while you was on ours, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's
check cut in half. He don't even know what he's
doing. He don't even know. They came over the damn shame.
We need you to try to get out the sun, right? The reason you don't know is because
that's a damn shame.
It didn't happen.
So McCarthy was gone, so who?
Be your own, man. Be your own. Man.
McCarthy had a service. So who went and told McEwen? Like, hey, guy. It was Lunda. I mean, who came up to you? I was like,
Hey, remember when them dudes when the up-tempo offense first came into the league? Chip Kelly and them and dudes had to get that sign from the sideline and be like, oh yeah, and they fall out like you see 6 dudes falling.
Yep. That's how it was.
Hey, we need you to do something.
Thank you for your services.
Take a fall, champ.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
good, man.
I mean, really, just like, you pull them out the weight room. And how does a conversation
tough.
like that go, man?
Oh, that's got to be tough because especially if nothing's really bothering you.
Yeah,
like,
so
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say something really wrong with him because I don't even want to. I'm gonna say something really wrong with him, and it happenstance that it just happened at that time. But I do want to ask a question about Tony Pollard because I remember we had a conversation about CeeDee Lamb and the 1,300 yards and how many catches and stuff. I want to know look from where Tony Pollard is right now. All right, expectation for when you finish week 18. All right, what is a successful season for Tony Pollard based on what happened last year where you say, okay, Tony Pollard's going to be the guy. Okay, we expect to have all these explosive plays, especially when he comes back, because when you were playing San Francisco and Tony Pollard went out, everything changed, right? So your expectation and your thoughts of the potential of what the offense could be based off what you were seeing in that San Fran game, I'm looking at Tony Pollard and saying I'm looking at a 1,300 yard
Like all
season.
purpose?
Let's take a break.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Come back.
It's a tease.
Let's dive into what would we consider a successful season for Tony Pollard, knowing at this point in time the Pro Bowl's most likely out of reach for him. We'll do that with Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Dewey Scruggs. The Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
'Tis the season for youth football and dance camps presented by Invisalign. Don't miss your chance to learn from the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and former NFL players at AT&T Stadium on December 22nd and 23rd. Celebrate the holidays with the Cowboys. Register today at DallasCowboys.com/camps.
Come on out. Come on out. Don't
booked.
cut me off, Newey. Come on out to these camps on the 22nd, 23rd.
He's
Okay,
booked.
we got less spots than we had the last time you had that you did that read, okay?
All right.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and sign up. And
Running out.
don't call me or text me or email me when it's already sold out. If you log on and it say no spots available, you're too late. All right, you're too
No
late.
spots
See you
mean no
next year.
spots,
They mean no spots.
you know they gonna call
Because they
you.
do they?
Yeah, you
do
know
they?
he's gonna call you. What you
Start
talking-
getting spam calls. How you get this number? to be parents that I had to call last year to tell them that their son was sick or something, and then they calling me this year like they too late. Like, we not friends. Calling my personal phone number.
What you up to, Daddy?
Yeah. I'm like, who is this?
Jenny, you get me in. Did I get the hookup?
Nah, we can't take care of you. Sorry. Merry Christmas.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. They got rules and regulations on these things, man. We just can't just give it to everybody, Paul.
All of a sudden. What's going on out here, man? My man.
At least let the kids come in, go in the standing room only section. They
can run off in there.
It'll cost you for that.
Nah, they actually ain't letting you in. You ain't got no wristband. You can't come. Sorry. So it's always sign up, man. DallasCowboys.com/UCamps. Thanks, Abe.
All right, they get the picture with you?
Yeah, whatever they want. Autographs, pictures.
Santa coming and everything?
Ain't Santa not coming. Rowdy will be there. They do Santa at the Star. You did the read for that too, okay? They over there. Santa at the Star. We at AT&T Stadium.
You know what I told you, man? Jerry need about 4-5 Santas, man. He makes a whole lot of money on them extra Santas up there, man. Their kids won't know. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Very church, man. Danny McCray.
125-pound Santa Claus.
Damn.
Working out.
I was working out.
And they do it at the malls. They do it at the malls. Hey, come on, man. Tony Pollard, looking here at just the numbers right now. On NFL.com, Tony Pollard ranks 9th in rushing with 737 yards. He's got an average of 4.1, and he has scored 5 touchdowns. Your leader in rushing is Christian McCaffrey, 1,032 yards, followed by Derrick Henry of Tennessee, Raheem Mostert's 3rd, DeAndre Swift of Philadelphia is 4th, Isaiah Pacheco of the Chiefs is 5th, Josh Jacobs of the Raiders is 6th, Travis Etienne is tied for 6th. Bijan Robinson is tied is 8th, and then Tony Pollard is 9th right there. So then after that is James Cook, Zach Moss, David Montgomery, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon at 14, and Kyron Williams over at 15. That's your top 15 rushers in the NFL right now.
I feel so bad for Saquon.
Man, he feel bad for Saquon.
I feel bad for Saquon. Goodness gracious. He on my fantasy team. But
why would you take it?
Huh?
Why would you take it?
I just couldn't
Most
afford not
improved.
to
He
at
was
that point.
thinking he was most improved. He was supposed to be good.
I figured they'd be running the read option a lot. You know, Saquon had a good year last year.
He had a good
last year.
Everybody got that tape. Everybody looked at that tape. Okay, what they doing now? And then of course, then there's this thing called expectations on your boy. Nah, I saw him. I was like passing him. No, I'm not buying that.
Well, for Tony Pollard. Seriously. For Tony Pollard coming into the season, I was expecting Tony Pollard to have at least 1,100 yards rushing. Then I expected him to be a lot more involved in the pass game to give him an additional 350. All right, so where he's at now is not where I expected to be, especially with how heavy of a run team we were at the beginning of the season. But I do think there's an opportunity for that to be turned around, right? Because I think when you go into the season, they're saying he's coming off an injury. You want to make sure he's healthy in the most important part of the season. So hopefully, as you move further into this tough stretch that we're about to play in, Tony Pollard becomes more of a focal point, not over CD, but he becomes a part of the game to where okay, listen, if we have to go on the road to play a playoff game, our running game is going to be serviceable, at least to keep us from having to throw the ball 50 times if we in bad weather or something like that. So hopefully, Tony Pollard does end up with about 1,200 yards rushing.
All purpose? Or 12? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Can he get another 5?
Oh, Lord. He'd have to go crazy.
Yeah. Listen, 1,100, I just want to see a little bit more. I want to see because we expected it because that's what we saw from Tony. Like, this is an explosive guy. Zeke holding him back a little bit is what people were saying. And why we giving a little, and we just haven't seen it. So hopefully he's fresh going into the end of the season, and we start to see that different type of speed that we saw last season.
So he's got 900 total yards, like 985 combined.
Yeah.
Right now, but I think you have to go back into the cost. $10 million, and this is what you get. This is not $10 million production, and that's. Let's just be honest, okay? For $10 million, you're expecting a better production, and you're looking for a guy to have another Pro Bowl season. That didn't happen, and in some ways, there's a gift and the curse for the Cowboys. This clearly opens the door for you to bring him back. You could bring Tony Pollard back, and you could bring him back at a price that's much lower, because nobody's going to pay Tony Pollard $10 million next year in the NFL. Nobody's going to do that. But clearly, he has a role here. They like him here. He's been here for a while. So in some ways, this is the gift and the curse. Hey, the gift, the player could still be available to you. You're going to have a double-digit win season. He's comfortable here. So there could be the ability to get a long-term deal done with Tony Pollard at your price.
Or you go holler at old Kellen.
Man, look.
Where he going to be?
Who knows?
Yeah,
but you do know he's going to be somewhere because that's how it works.
Man, that's true.
Look, my thing with him right now at this point in the season, especially with the emergence of CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks in this offense and the lack of production from Michael Gallup, you've needed that third piece. And Ferguson is kind of giving you that. He's been the bright spot. But also, man, the way that we use TP, you guys have talked about it. Hey, give him some of those outside runs. Quit trying to get in between tackles, get his head bust. Let this guy do what he does, right? We're at the point where it's like, all right, the scheme that we're using him in is very important. He's a better receiver than a lot of people give him credit for. So, look, if the numbers as a rusher doesn't add up at the end of the year, so let's say he does as 1,000, but over these next 5, and let's say in the playoffs, he's giving you that 40 yards a game on that 50, 60 yards a game, dude, that is valuable to this offense.
Huh? You said it is valuable? The 50 yards a game?
If he could do that. If that's his production in the receiving.
Okay.
I'm talking about as a receiver.
My bad. I was going to say 50 rushing.
No.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about
No.
No, I'm saying as a receiver, if he can give you that, that's valuable.
My bad.
Looking forward, because at some point in time, you got to look forward. They got scouts there on the road, and you're getting closer and closer to that scouting season. Would you be more comfortable using a draft pick on a running back? And I'm not talking a first.
Yeah, she did that last year.
And allowing Tony to walk.
Yeah, especially if you're going to use them like how they've been using them, where it's basically a running back by committee deal with him and Rico. And to me, if you put that price tag on him, because we all understand when you put a price tag on a player, expectations come with that. To me, he could be 3 players in one. He could be Tony. He could be what's my guy number 9? What's his name? Turpin.
Oh, okay.
And he could be a deuce for all in one. Like, why aren't they that's what's confusing to me. He could be getting those jet sweeps. He should be getting those screens, those outside pitch plays, all of that, because he can be that type of player. We've seen it in the past. So why divvy it up that way? To me, that's just perplexing. Like, why divvy it up between all those guys when you have all that in one in Tony Pollard, but you want to use him, and you're paying him. Yeah. But you want to use him, as a bulldozer. It's confusing to me.
$10 million is not what he's going to get. I look at Eckler. It was about 6.5, and he's not had the season you thought he would. In fact, they're talking about playing Joshua Kelly somewhere down there with the Chargers. So prices are falling for running backs.
Killing them went out there and messed up Eckler.
Yeah.
Eckler messed his own self up.
Bro, the man ain't had a bad season.
Man, the man that fumbled multiple times out there. He's out there causing time.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's on him.
Right.
Kellen ain't he just he ain't it.
I'm gonna talk about that the same way that I talked about Brandon Cooks. When Brandon Cooks has been a guy who's been 1,000-yard receiver consistently,
all of a sudden,
Eckler ain't got it.
Keenan Allen balling. Keenan Allen balling. What you everybody can't eat me.
Scoring 6 points.
Everybody can't eat me.
Hey, I'm telling you. I'm calling somebody.
You got CD here.
If I'm Zeke, I'm calling Kellen. And if I'm Eckler, I'm calling Kellen and say, hey, see what you did?
I'm just saying, you got CD here who's balling. Cooks. Yeah.
He wasn't crazy. CD wasn't playing like this when Kellen was here.
He was balling. He went over the stack. I'm just saying, man.
It'll be a cold day in hell for he wrong.
Let me tell you something. Hey. I watched Eckler for many years be a big-time running back that is a touchdown machine. They over here talking about this dude might not be starting no more.
You know what happens?
They're going to use somebody.
Are they going to play? Somebody's taking his carries.
Yes, they're going to find a role to get Joshua Kelly more carries.
Who happens?
That's how it happens.
When you get older, you slow down.
If I'm playing for a team and if I'm a running back and they tell me that they just hired Kellen Miller, I'm telling that's what I'm doing. I'm calling the 2 guys moving company, whatever they is, because hey man, I'm not signing there with this guy because
TP got paid off it.
Huh?
TP got paid off of Kelly. Don't call if you want to. All right?
And Zeke got shipped out of here. So what
got Zeke wearing
Zeke's last play as a Dallas Cowboy.
Don't
lined him up as
You've
center.
seen the production.
Lined
Over
him
the
up
years,
as
man.
center.
This ain't like
Lined him up as center.
He just told you Eckler. He just told you Eckler. Now you gonna blame the production of Zeke?
TP got
Who's
paid
the
off
offensive coordinator? Who's the offensive coordinator
both ways.
when Zeke production started going down?
I don't know. Who's it, Kelly?
Yeah. What do you mean? Who
Hold
was
on.
it, Kellen?
So, Pollard balled out with him.
He did okay.
Will McClay, see, Will,
Oh, my bad.
Will need to come in here and educate
talk to
Barry
Church.
Church. Educate Barry Church. Church out
Church in here talking foolish.
What you I ain't saying nothing. I ain't.
Don't hire Church in your personnel department. When you talk about quarterbacks. What you ask Kelly?
Hey, who let Zeke go?
I mean,
Hey, who let it go? Hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't Kelly. That's all I'm saying.
The thing is, we need Tony Pollard to be. To me, we need him to be a little bit more productive, and we need to use him better in the run game and the passing game in order for us to be what we want to be, especially if we have to go on the road and we're not playing at home throughout the playoffs.
Excellent point. All right, let's take a break. Let's get a little.
Will McClay came at the right time. At the right time. Come in here and tell us what you're hiding.
Catching Barry and foolishness. Okay, catching Barry and straight foolishness.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's a fun show to do. Tostitos getting their money's worth here from Danny McCray, Heckma Harris, and Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Experience the most electrifying event of the holiday season, Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant. Every Friday and Saturday night through December 16th, Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza ignites the star in Frisco with an unforgettable holiday performance showcasing 65 performers, including the world-renowned Dallas Cowboy cheerleader Santa Claus and appearances from your favorite Dallas Cowboy football heroes. Visit thestardistrict.com for more information.
Thank you, Heckma Harrison. You're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. You've got Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. So, Stephon Gilmore, does he travel this week? Yes or no? Gentlemen.
Big question.
It's a big-time question. If it's up to me, man, ain't no time to play games, man. So, from what I saw last week, from Gilmore, and the matchup he had with DK Metcalf in the second half, I think he did a great job on Metcalf. A.J. Brown and Metcalf, very similar receivers. You're talking about size, speed, agility, route running, all that. They're basically the same, carbon copy of the same person. And I just don't think that's a good matchup for 26 DeRon Bland. I don't see that as – sometimes you got to know. Like, for me, for example, the cat from Washington, what was the tight end, Jordan Reed or something back then? He wasn't a good matchup for me. Like, I'll tell you right now, that guy was going to get off if it was versus me. So – to me, I just don't see. To me, I just don't see.
Hey, I like the honesty.
You said that's just how I was. Hey, I was real. We playing zone. We gonna play some zone, right? We gonna play zone.
Who covering him? Right?
Hey, it's one of those ones where you this side.
You went down. They posted across you, and you supposed to go with him. You like, hey, switch.
Travel. I ain't doing it. Yes. I just do it. You know what I mean? That's how it was. But to me, I don't see that as a good matchup for him. So it's not time to play games or be on somebody's pride or whatever. Go with the best matchup, and to me, that's Gilmore. To me, that's Gilmore as a savvy vet out there going against A.J. Brown. And then you put, Bland over there on the Slim Reaper, which is still a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup. But to me, I live or die with that one for sure.
Starting the game off?
I'm starting the game. Ain't no time to play. Ain't no time to play around. No.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I can't start the game off that way. Because as I said last week, I'm chalking it up to now I can do it. Now I can do it for the Cowboys. They played a lot of games in a few days. Okay, DeRon Bland, second-year guy, he's trying to get it figured out.
Oh my God!
2 straight weeks where they went to go look for number 26. So we'll know early, right? We'll know very early what they're trying to do on offensively as far as how it is targeting DeRon Bland. So I'm gonna give it a series or 2. You know what I'm saying? And see, if he got the right stuff, right? Because I know they went back to the lab with Al and them, right? They went in there, Gilly talked to him a little bit. Hey, you could be a little better right here. So hopefully that translates to the field. So I'm going to start them off right side for DeRon Bland, left side for Gilly, and then see how it goes. Because just like you said, that's a tough matchup anyways. Yeah. You're going to have to cover somebody. And no matter where you lined up at, they throwing it to number 26 says. So facts. It don't matter. And they're going to try to find a way to make sure when they can, that you can't match up, and they're going to try to figure out a way to exploit that anyway. So give him a shot to get out there, get his confidence back, and if it don't work, move him back over.
That new hopium is strong. Hey, that new batch is real good. Look, I'm going to say this.
After the bye week batch.
Have some of that left over.
Standing on what I said last time.
No, man, and look, I completely, I believe what you're saying is accurate, that Al Harris, they went back, they got in the lab, but I'm also on the other side with you when it's like, man, take all the pride and ego out of it. Because you saw last week, maybe Dan Quinn was on that Bland train as well. Like, yeah, we're going to put a man over there. He going to get it another one, which he did once they made the switch. And I'm like, man, it's the rising tide raises all boats for me with Stephon Gilmore. Y'all said that when they first signed him, that veteran presence, what he was going to do for this locker room. And you see it, his ability to go over and take away that primary receiver. I think A.J. Brown is somebody that you got to stop. You got to shut him down. And if Devontae Smith is on the other side, you can't allow Devontae Smith. You can't allow here's the thing. You can't allow A.J. Brown to get 100 and Devontae Smith to get 100 as well. It's got to be feast or famine on one of those, right? So I'm saying put DeRon Bland on the Slim Reaper, allow him, because Jalen Hurts is going to try him. He's going to try him. And those 50-50 passes that he does throw, he's going to get him one of those. He's going to get him another interception. Mm-hmm. So I think defensively, if I can start off the game saying, Stephon, get over there on A.J. Brown, I would rely on that more as a defense than just saying, all right, I don't care which way you guys go.
I wish I could just go back now in my brain and look at what Dan Quinn did when he was in Seattle, because I just know that there were games where Richard Sherman may have been getting toasted, or Brown or whoever else they had on the opposite side was getting toasted, and what they did the following game.
And I don't think they traveled.
No, they didn't.
Richard Sherman stayed on the same side, but I think he's seen enough to say, all right, it's either this is really bad and this ain't going to change, or from my experience, all right, we can get this fixed. So if he goes out there on that side again, then I'm assuming Dan Quinn was like, all right, hey, well, we saw what we saw, and I believe that we can get this fixed. It was just some technique type stuff. Or if you switch, you know what he thought then, right? Because they didn't switch in Seattle. So if they come out switch this time, that just lets you know how he feels about the matchup, and then where DeRon Bland may be and where he needs to get better at.
These were the numbers for Philadelphia receiving in the last game. Total of 17 passes caught as a team. A.J. Brown, 7 catches, 66 yards, had a touchdown as long as he averaged 9.4 yards a catch. Devontae Smith only had 3 targets, but he had 3 catches for 51 yards, a touchdown, his average 17 in that game.
A good game.
Four targets for Dallas Goedert, 3 catches, 50 yards. He averaged 16.7.
You talking about against us?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said last week. My bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Last game, I should say. In that 28-23 Philly win. So that was kind of there. And then DeAndre Swift got in the pass game a little bit, 2 catches for 31 yards. So, and he averaged 15.5 there. So those were their top pass catchers in that game. So look, it's gonna be fun to watch, man.
Is Goddard back this week?
Yes. Oh, he playing? Yeah, he gonna have that bionicle joint on. I hated playing with it.
Because we kind of lucked out last game. Yeah. With him getting injured in that game, because that took away a weapon. So having him come back is also a little added worry for us, because I don't know how well we cover the tight ends as a team, but we'll see.
All right, tonight is Patriots Pittsburgh. Yeah,
I will not
be CTV right there. That's big
good time to work on your Christmas shopping. Or something like
Amazon on.
Goodness gracious.
Give me the Steelers are 5.5 point favorite in this one. Give me Steelers 20-7. Church, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh as well. Hope Zeke does his thing, but I gotta go Pittsburgh. Give me 17-10.
Pickett not playing either. There you go.
Trubisky out there.
Mitch Trubisky in the building. I'm gonna go with the Steelers at home. I'm 16-14.
Wow, 2 touchdowns. Okay, they scored last week.
16-14.
Stevenson out too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree, because I'm going 19-17 Steelers. I see some defensive turnovers, the takeaways, maybe a special teams touchdown. Like, I see that it be Trubisky's playing. Who's the quarterback for the Steelers? I mean, for the Patriots?
Bailey Zappi.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just saying, when you go out there and you got these two type of defenses who are known for being able to fool quarterback, I can see a lot of interceptions happening tonight. I can see just turnover after turnover after turn. I see Trubisky get snatched out the game and then put back in, and Zappi gets. I can see all that stuff happening tonight. I can see it. It's gonna be
TJ Watt gonna get his numbers up.
He gonna definitely get his numbers up.
Get his numbers up tonight.
Man, Amazon has had some bad. I mean, last week was good though.
Yeah,
it was
Josh.
Yeah. Last week was good, but other than that, I mean, has there been many? I mean, in the past 2 years, has there been like? Man, it's just a bad luck of the draw, man.
Hey, man, it is what it is. These other networks, they ask for the big games. And so they cater. Sunday Night Football, they cater to NBC. NBC gives them a list like, hey, we want this. And then Fox and everybody else, they say, this is what we want. So you Thursday night, you sitting up there, you at the back end, and that's what you're getting. I mean, at least they ain't make you sit up here, and no offense, but it's little Jags-Titans games we got every year. On
it was nice we never got an NBC game.
I mean, that's what you're looking at, baby.
Oh, man.
You're looking at the,
the
Falcons on. I mean, that's some Thursday night games, man. They are not, but so what they try to do is now, like, put everybody on a Thursday game. You got to get a taste, like the Cowboys had to play. Mm-hmm. But still, it is infiltrated with these matchups that you don't want to see.
Good, man.
And they not flexing them either.
No.
They ain't flexing.
Man, you bring up something big, man, with Goddard being back. And that is an interesting question, because you think about how the Philadelphia's offense has struggled without having a bona fide tight end. And that may have been some of their problems that they've been having over the last couple of weeks with just timing and having that option. This is one of those games, and I don't know which one of our safeties we get a responsibility to, whether it be number 1, number 6, 28, whoever it is. I just know that Donovan Wilson in some way has to put his imprint on this game. Whether he's spying, whether we go spy with a linebacker, whatever we have to do, one of our safeties has to come up big, and they have to come up big either in spying or on the tight end.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's going to be tough to spy if the tight end, Slim Reaper, and, man, it just makes it a little bit more. Yeah,
it make it difficult for sure.
That having a tight, because Ferguson for us is a huge piece of the offense, and Goddard for them was a huge piece of the offense, and to have a guy like that missing is equivalent to Mark Andrews missing for Baltimore. And then having him come back at a game like this, I'm telling you, the stakes are just high. This is one of those games where you just hope that you're going to get one of these at the beginning of the season, because it's going to be a clash of two Titans to me.
Who you picking?
I'm gonna pick tomorrow. Is that all right? Because I know he just got a little bit more nervous. I mentioned Goddard. He was like, hold on, let's come back to that Goddard. You said Goddard? Goddard? Yeah.
Who you with? It may not matter because Derek Carr said Jalen Hurts can't read defenses.
We all know.
It may not
he ain't on time, can't read defenses.
Gentlemen,
Fugazi.
Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow with
Derek tripping.
Danny McCray.
Yes, that's Danny.
Thank you. A little long pause.
What's your name? That's Barry.
The Deacon. Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
I'm Newey Scruggs.
You're going to forget your own name one day.
That the dog. I got the Media Mash coming up top of the hour right here on DallasCowboys.com radio. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!